Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen February update for BoredGamer, looking at what we have coming up this month in terms of content plans, as well as the official Star Citizen releases and videos that we are expecting. We've had 5 ships that were given away in January, with the winners being for our 100i Antanas Zebrus, our 125A to Elegus Successor. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at names. A 135C for Trev Firestorm, a Talon for Jay Wright, and a Shrike for Spare Part. Congratulations to all those winners. For February, we are giving away a Mercury Starrunner. This is my favourite ship in Star Citizen at the moment. It's a great group multi-role ship, and it lets you have a bit of a taste of everything that the game has to offer currently, and is great if you want to get involved in XenoThreat missions for 3.12.1. You can do cargo hauling, you can do combat, you can do multi-role gameplay, you can play with loads of friends, whatever takes your fancy. And that's the main thing that we've got to look forward to in February. Coming out real soon to live is Alpha 3.12.1 and XenoThreat. The Alpha 3.12.1 patch addresses a lot of really annoying little bugs and issues that Star Citizen has. It's not perfect though, it's still very much an alpha Star Citizen, but it's looking like it could be the most accessible it's ever been when that patch goes live. We need to wait and see what the server stability is like though, because that could make or break this sort of patch cycle. Along with this is XenoThreat. So this is a multi-stage mission on a large scale, the largest scale that Star Citizen has seen to date. The whole server can get involved with this mission at whatever stage it's at, and it goes through multiple phases. That has you going through a gas cloud and wreckage site, clearing them from pirates, and then hauling cargo from the wrecks there to a nearby military outpost to restock a UE Javelin, and then repelling XenoThreat attacks on the Javelin while it's getting restocked, and then you will go out and assault the XenoThreat fleet. They've got Idris, and you need to deal with quite a lot of ships, and then more Idris turn up, and you've got a Javelin, and it's actually pretty cool. It is the first tailored fleet battle that we have in-game with capital ships that is repeatable and easily accessible. This is just one of the events this year, they said as well. They're working on another 8 to 10 for the year, so that's pretty exciting to me. And they've already mentioned the Nine Tails lockdown, so that's going to be an event where lots of pirates sort of take over the standard system and move around, we think, in the similar way that UE fleet moved around during Fleet Week in May of 2020. In fact, for me, for Star Citizen, to meet its playable alpha state and actually be fun to play now, I think these events and large-scale missions that you can just jump in with and help out with are exactly what the game needed. Now, just add some ground-based or even space station-based defend missions, where we sort of like hold against waves of attacks which are coming pretty often, and we just get paid for every wave we defeat and how long we hold it. Maybe some mini games in space stations and these sort of outposts we're defending as well to get defenses up and to get more money, things like that. Give me some more ground-based content as well as sort of combined arms content. We do have the standard Star Citizen coverage this month as well. We have the new roadmap offerings, providing updates every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, so February 10th should be the next one we see, and we'll obviously summarise that. Each week we will be covering Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live. We know that this week's Inside Star Citizen is looking at capital ship AI, but we should start seeing a lot more of the 3.13 content for the Q1 patch, and that's coming later in March in these Inside Star Citizen updates. So this will be things from improvements to the Stanton system to FPS spawn closets that allow AI and NPCs to spawn in them and despawn in them more appropriately, and should lead to sort of ground security forces and the removal of the armistice zones for FPS weapons, for example. We also have things like they'll be talking about their new ship names and serial numbers and customization for that. They'll be talking about ship-to-station docking, and I would expect to see a lot of stuff on the Hercules Starlifter and Nova Tonk. Within the next couple of weeks, we can expect to see the monthly reports for both the Persistent Universe and Squadron 42, for what they were working on in January and what they're working on in February now. Typically as well, there's a Valentine's sale, so ship sale around the 14th of February. Historically, they've sold things like a Hornet loadout variant, the Hornet Heartseeker, as well as ships in red or ships that 2 people can pilot together, things like that. there have been rumours for a while of potential concept or straight-to-flyable ships like the 400i being talked about a lot. We just don't have any confirmations yet. We do know that Cloud Imperium are working on various other unannounced ships, and we're expecting things like a Xi'an cargo ship as well as a mobile refinery, among others at some point. Now, other things in February, I would expect them to talk a bit about Theatres of War in February. Now, could we have another playtest as part of the 3.12 cycle? Yes, it's certainly a possibility. I would suspect that they probably want to test that with Eva Carty, though they might be waiting for 3.13. Now, there were some other suggestions that they're waiting for server meshing or iCache or more sort of optimizations to network stuff before they can get Theatres of War in testing more. Now, I think that's also a possibility. And we can't rule that out. Maybe that Theatres of War need some more optimization and core tech to actually come in before they can get it into wider testing. However, I don't think that would necessarily stop Eva Carty testing, especially if they want to try out balance and some other sort of updates to see where they are. I know that Cloud Imperium are doing regular internal playtests of Theatres of War and things like the Nova tank. That has been prioritized, and one of the reasons it's coming into game in 3.13 is that they've been able to sort of prioritize it for Theatres of War. They've been able to push for that. So I'm expecting more Theatres of War stuff. So it's not abandoned, it's not forgotten, and I will be poking Cloud Imperium a few times about it to see what the sort of short to medium term plans are for it. So BoredGamer is going to be covering and summarizing everything as usual, along with a weekly roundup of everything that you can expect each week. There will be a lot of involvement in XenoThreat gameplay this month from us. We'll be doing an updated guide to the event too, I would suspect, once we have finalized numbers and things, but expect to see a lot of our footage based on XenoThreat gameplay and some potential deep dives into that mission, some general messing around of me and Zin playing that, and hopefully the BoredGamer org as well. Expect deep dives into various features that are on the roadmap for 2021 and any hot topics that come up. In fact, if you've got anything specific you want us to look at, please tell me. We stream at least twice a week, usually on Monday and Friday around 3 PM UTC. These are pretty chatty streams where I answer as many questions as I can. Zin also joins in too. One of the sort of major videos I want to look at this month is PvP and what that's supposed to provide to the Star Citizen universe, what it's providing now, problems with that in game, drama that it causes, people's views on PvP from a PvE player's point of view, for a PvP player's point of view, to people that are effectively griefers, to people that get griefed, how griefing can literally ruin things, in-game systems that need to be in place to allow PvP and PvE gameplay to coexist, and ways that you can separate that gameplay without having PvP or PvE only servers. Zin should be putting together our first community event this month. More on that once we've organised it. Get involved on the discord.gg/BoredGamer for that. It will be something XenoThreaty, I suspect. Something pretty simple, jump in, play, maybe some prizes and stuff. We'll see what happens. Also, if you guys have any ideas on what videos you'd like to see, or even editing ideas, be they spinning Doge heads in videos, or Chris Roberts' little animated face, or little gifs of ships flying around, whee, then please share, especially if there are any features that you want to deep dive in, or guides that you'd like to see, please tell us. I'm hoping that my CPU and GPU finally arrive this month. I ordered them in October and November of 2020, and they have still not turned up. Grrr. But I'll be building that PC as soon as possible and doing a video on that too. Zin's getting my hand-me-downs, hardware-wise, so it will be an upgrade for all of us. The plan is that we are going to be able to get 4K footage at a good frame rate, and then our videos will be true 4K on YouTube. We're also going to be buying some new hardware for this very purpose, so thanks to all of you that have helped with donations and super chats on the live streams for new hard drives and stuff. I wanted to more actively promote YouTube memberships with the join button and Patreons. Coronavirus and generally the start of a year sees YouTube revenue, ad revenue drop massively. So support we receive from those sort of extra sources, from memberships, from Patreons, even if it's just a couple of dollars, even if it's a couple of pounds, It helps massively support the channel, so genuinely thank you for that, and please consider doing that. Although, genuinely just commenting on videos, sharing them, liking them, all that sort of jazz really helps us as well, so do not feel that you need to financially support us. Hopefully February will see a more solid plan for the future when it comes to coming out of lockdown and the coronavirus stuff that's been pretty rough for 2020 for a lot of us. I want to be able to leave the house, and I also want to be able to go on a studio tour in the Winslow/Manchester office for Star Citizen, so as soon as I'm able to do that, I will be doing that, and hopefully getting some interviews with some Cloud Imperium employees, and once their offices are back open. It would also be great to see a CitizenCon this year. I'd originally suspected that they were probably going to try and plan some sort of big event or CitizenCon for the first half of 2021. Well, that looks unlikely now. Obviously, that was sort of like when we originally saw that CitizenCon 2020 was cancelled. I was like, well, they'll probably do something in the first half of 2021 then instead. But obviously, we still have lockdowns and things going on. But just announcing a CitizenCon for the end of the year for 2021 would be fantastic. That would be pretty sweet. So hopefully the vaccines and all that jazz will lead to something similar to normality that we used to have a year or so ago, or 2 years ago now. My dad is doing really well at the moment, and we feel extremely lucky that his targeted treatment has been working. So thank you so much for all the kind words and support over the last 9 or so months. Oh, it's been a while. So yeah, thank you for that. That's been a bit of a marathon misadventure. So yeah, genuinely thank you much for that. A lot of people have talked to me at length, especially people like Sarge, who's chats to me on Discord quite often, so thank you very much for that. I'm suffering a little from anxiety at the moment about random things that change every day, actually. It's affecting my sleep, but typically it gets better after a few days. I get like this occasionally, so I worry about things like health issues to financial issues to being worried about my cat, and almost all of the time it doesn't have any logical reason or sense behind it. It will pass in a few days. I'm very lucky that my depression and anxiety is super manageable. It's just tiring more than anything else, but other people are not so lucky. So please reach out to someone if you think they're struggling, or even if it's just to say hi, or if you're struggling, tell someone. There is no shame to it. It's worth talking about it. I love sharing how I feel about stuff and how my mind is betraying me. Talking about it genuinely really helps me. So hopefully it will help you too if you need to do that. I mean, everyone's different though. I'm not pretending I have all the answers. I have very little answers. I play a lot of games and get involved with Star Citizen orgs and talk on comms. That's my socializing nowadays, talking on comms, on Mumble and things like that, and on Discord. With that in mind, I really need to bring back the org Spotlight series. I recently played with the org Vanguard. They were doing a social tour of the Stanton system and seeing the sights, as well as doing knife fighting. And Synchronizers have been inviting me to loads of their events, and I've been joining with that, so that's great footage. So if anyone else has events that they've got going on and they want to go, would you like to come to them? I would probably love to, but I have a limited amount of time, so feel free to give me a poke or ask me. And in fact, that would be really useful, because when they sort of land in times that I have free, it's Star Citizen footage, and it's socializing, and, you know, it's effectively promoting my brand. I won't lie, it's great for my exposure to play with more people and to be more friendly with the community and to get more ideas and stuff like that. So thanks very much for anyone that has previously invited me, and sorry if I haven't turned up to your event or haven't been able to. Anyway, what are you hoping to see in February? Have you been playing Alpha 3.12.1 on the PTU, or are you waiting for the live build? What do you think of XenoThreat? Are you excited about it? Do you think it's going to be terrible and buggy and everything's going to implode? Do you think Star Citizen should be focusing on other sort of elements and not this stuff yet? Is there an organization you want me to check out? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and February is no different. This month is for a Mercury Star Runner. It's a multi-role ship, but also a solid data and cargo runner, and flyable now in-game. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during a month. Details below. I'm also a massive shill for NordVPN. If you are looking for a VPN service, and you should, then NordVPN acts as a fleet of ships protecting your data from prying eyes while also providing privacy like a ship would. Enjoy the interwebs without borders, securely and safely. Use the links below for discount. I can't promise it will make your life better, but I can imply that. Also, there is Game Glass. Do you have a touchscreen device that you want to use as a diegetic controller or interactive panel for Star Citizen and other games? Check out Game Glass. It's free for life for the basic version, and you can buy additional shards or functionality or subscribe for more as well. A special thank you for everyone that goes the extra mile to become a channel member or Patreon, as well as just liking and subscribing or sharing these videos. If you would like to further support the channel, then please consider using the YouTube join button below my videos and becoming a BoredGamer channel member. You'll get some exclusive content each month, as well as badges that appear in the comments section of videos and emotes that you can use and all that sort of jazz. Thank you so much for checking out my content. You take care, and I hope to see you in the verse.